It's so cool getting a notification on the pad that the Twitch channel has gone live. Like I didn't know. Did we get power? I'm not sure if we've got power in the Spencer either. I'll just check this. Okay, good morning, gang. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Back downstairs again here. After that long session of sizing yesterday. In case you were holding your breath wondering what the answer was to the question, no, the stack did have 60 sheets. So I didn't miscount. It was a normal stack of 30 sheets cut in half for 60. The reason it took so long, I guess, was because I got a slow start and because I chatted too much. Slept better today. I sleep good every day. The problem was it was just too late, that's all. So. Okay, you know what we're up to here? It's finishing off the sketching job on the hair. Let's have a go at this. What I need to do here is figure out the best angle for me to work here. We talked about this yesterday. There's angles that are easy to draw and angles that are not easy to draw. This one won't work for me. I'll have to rotate the screen. We'll start with this section. Maybe I'll put it upside down. How do we do this tonight? I'll go this way around and then lock the screen. No, wait a minute. Look that way around, lock the screen. No. I want it the way around. Unlock. Wouldn't it be easier to get these second layer of hairs from the key block since they have to line up? This is a good point, actually. So this is a good point. What I'm doing here is I'm going to trust, like I know what's happened here. I'm going to trust that I did actually carve these perfectly the first time. I did it under the microscope, so the key block really should pretty much match what we've got here. And what I'll do is I'll trace these here so that they have the same, what's the word? So that they have the same, so they line up. And then when I paste this onto the transfer sheet, at that time I'll be able to see exactly where they should go. But it's a good point, The thing is, I still have to trace these, and if I did them in real size on the transfer sheet, it's just too small for me to work. I can't physically do it. So I do still need to do this at an enlarged scale like this. But the point is good. Once I've done the transfer sheets, we'll have to get them matched up perfectly. But I can't trace them myself on the original, from the original image. Let's have a go at this. Oops. Also the question is, how far down do I bring them? On that print we saw yesterday, the Octopus print, I'll bring it up again here. Just remember this. Okay. On the Octopus print we saw yesterday. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, we were comparing this print, the Octopus print, with another print I own, an Adachi version of a Octopus design. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, we're looking at it. This is a Taisho era reproduction of an Octopus design done by the Adachi workshop. And what looks like single hairs is actually not. It's actually, they're doubled. If I get even closer. Oops, that's it. That's the limit of our focus there. Okay. These are actually doubled. they are on the key block in very light form, and they're on the black hair block in stronger form. And the black ones actually end somewhere around here. It's hard to tell because the printer has done so well at blurring them both off to zero that it looks like single hairs looking from zero to gray to black to black. So this is the goal for what we're doing here. And if you look down at the bottom of your screen here, you'll see the carvers for the Octopus print didn't match them up. And we're going to try and match them up. But the question then is, how far? Where do I bring the black block? And on the Utamoto print, the gray block probably ends just... Oh, Sugi-san, good morning. Hello, hello. That was Sugi-san. He's heading upstairs. And with these hairs, what we're going to do is I'm going to draw them a bit farther than we will actually be seeing them in real life, because the process of cutting the hairs cuts them back a little bit. So it'll be something like this. These black hairs, we're going to draw them into the gray hair and maybe about a third of the way down. Maybe a half of the way down. We'll start like that. And then the process of cutting it, they will be cut back. So that might be a good place to start. If I bring these hairs about halfway down. What's this? Advice I got your rich textbook. I've sent 2 emails with no reply. I know this is Monday morning here. If you've been sending emails the last couple of days, there's been nobody here. The business email account, I'm not allowed to touch it anymore. So Saturday and Sunday here in Japan, mails don't get seen. I'm sorry. Oh, everybody else is answering this. Okay, so Cameron will be here in about an hour from now or half an hour from now. He'll be getting to work upstairs. He's got payroll to do first and then order processing. So sometime today, if you've sent an email over the weekend, sometime today you should be getting a response. I'm sorry for the late reply. We used to run, almost 24-hour-a-day mail response, but I cannot do that myself anymore. I'm sorry. And we're working here, even myself, I'm seeing this hugely pixelated. At this point it doesn't matter because we're just looking at location and shape. You'll see in a minute when I go on and put the white part. The pixelation at this point is irrelevant. I'm just trying to get the location of each one. You see what I'm doing here. If we pop up the white insert, we'll see what we've got here. These are not attractive hairs yet. And the next job now, oops, wrong level again, wrong layer. I can't draw them anywhere near as well as I can carve them. Doesn't matter, we're just trying to figure out where they should be carved. Probably the view is probably so pixelated, you probably can't even see the lines, but and this group was straight, but I don't know if you can see, starting from somewhere near here, these lines, now I'm going to exaggerate, these lines actually have a curve. The hairs have a curve. And when we get to here, it's even more pronounced, so I've got to try and make sure I catch that. There's a fat one. The original hair was cut way fatter than the others. Email from my daughter there somewhere. So what's the problem? You get the PDF book from us and it doesn't run the video. Yeah. We've tested it on as many systems as I can find, but the newer systems, I don't have any way to test it. And because it's flash technology, it's going to be much more difficult to make this thing work on Apple. If it turns out that the version of software you've got just won't do this, again, let me know it's in the email. And what Cameron can do is he can give you links to the original video files. I know the thing you download from us is a core PDF, and it links to video files that we've got up on Amazon S3. And if your software doesn't allow that because of gatekeeping or whatever, we can give you links so you can access the video directly. So don't sweat it. If we can't get it to work in your particular software, don't worry. Cameron will just send you a list of links to the video files directly. So don't sweat it. Just I don't want to muck with that right now. So if you wait till sometime today, we can reply to you. That particular piece of software we built, it's about 10 years old now, and absolutely it's going to die. And maybe it is dying already. You know, the newer systems just won't run it. So I can't help it. I built it before the iPad and iOS technology existed. And if I was building that book again, of course I'd build it to run on a modern system. But, so just hang on a bit, please, and we'll get to you. It might be about time just to publish all those files publicly and let everybody get to them. You know, I don't know. The book has perhaps run its course. I'm not sure. Now the hairs get bigger and bigger. They get longer and longer and fatter as we go up to this point here. The printers are not going to like this, you know, absolutely they're not going to like this. I'm talking about my smallest ice ski. It's not really an ice ski, it's can't find it, someone's stolen it. Here it is. The normal chisels. I don't know if we're talking about chisels here, but whatever. The normal chisels are an actual blade, 2-part steel. But the smallest one, the one you're talking about, is just a sewing machine needle. It's a piece of wood, cut in the right shape. I drilled a hole, whatever, 2mm hole down. I took a sewing machine needle and tapped it in down into the hole. And then I ground it off, well, on my sharpening stones, in the rough shape of an ice ski. The advantage of this is normal chisels, you have to slice and cut. You can't pry with them, it'll just break the steel. But this one, because it's just a chunk of stainless steel, you can pry with it, pop, pop, pry, pry, pick, pick, and it doesn't break. It's just a piece of steel. Do your current printers need to develop their skill levels to print this hair without overloading with pigment? You should be able to do this, I think. I mean, this is nothing, you know. Even Day-chan right now, what Day-chan's been doing yesterday, she was here yesterday, she's printing that carp image we have. It's a hokusai, based on hokusai pictures, a carp floating on a background. And the background is what we call sumi nagashi, you know, ink dropped on water to make that kind of a pattern. And she was doing okay with it. The difficult part is the ink has flowed in different directions. If we've got the picture here, somebody can link to it. It's number 62 in our catalog, I think. And there's lots of places where the ink flow in the design has put lines together really, 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 really fine. There's little white spaces between them, kind of like what we're seeing with the hair here. And she has to put ink on the block, pigment on the block, brush it out, and then carefully brush between the hairs. Chop, 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 chop. That's what she's doing today. So when the printer gets to print this, it should be no panic. I know we were talking about this the other day. The tangled hairs at the bottom of the hair area, the tangled hairs down here are more difficult because these go all the way around left and right and left and right and left and right. These long thin hairs are just one pass with the brush, chop, 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 to get the paste out of the way. You have to be careful, but it's not something super dramatic. Do you include the thicker bit at the end or not? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. I'm sorry. The sewing needle thing, right? It's just a sewing needle. You bang it in with the hilt into the wood, leaving the point, and then the part where the thread goes through, you cut all that off. You just want a piece of steel, a single little stick piece of steel. And it's a sewing machine needle from the kind they use like to make big tents and stuff. It's about 2 millimeters thick. It's a chunk. It's like a nail almost. You could probably do this with a nail. I gotta get going. This won't get done. Where am I? Height. We were chatting yesterday about the weather and stuff and the typhoons. Have you seen the new typhoon that's going to hit us? It's number 13, nice number. We could really get clobbered in a couple of days. It's going to start raining in Tokyo this evening, this afternoon. And we're going to have nothing but rain, rain, rain now for the next 4 or 5 days. And then somewhere on the 9th, what's today? Today's the 6th. Somewhere on the 9th, if it looks like the track stays the same, we're going to get clobbered, absolutely clobbered by a big typhoon. Oh, the track. Have you seen the track? I think I copied the. This is the typhoon weather map. Where is it? Hang on a sec. Here it is. That's typhoon number 13 coming on towards us right now. No, we've got the sandbags ready and they're empty, and I can't find a place to buy sand. You may laugh at this because it seems so easy somewhere else. We're downtown in the middle of Tokyo here, and I can't just sort of scoop some sand anywhere. The river has a concrete embankment. I can't get down there. There's no parks where I can go in the night and scoop up some sand. The home center just had mulch and dirt. I have no place to get sand. I tried to order it on Amazon the other day. You laugh. It's truckloads only. So I've got empty sandbags and no sand. And at the moment, all we can think of next time we're making a trip out to Ome, just take the bags with us and get some sand from the river behind my house. You know, probably illegal, but I don't know. So yeah, empty sandbags, real useful for us. There is no local sand play pit. Beach, the nearest beach is hours away. Rent a car, rent a truck. So I went to the flower shop, the home center, so the big garden center, and they have no clear, clean sand. And they have nothing for making concrete either. There's dirt. the delivery guy next door. I think it's beer, I'm not sure. But the oyster shack next door. Okay, I don't know what it looks like at your end. It looks a bit pixelated from what I see on that screen. Again, I'm not too worried about this. This is not going to be the guide for laser carving or anything. This is going to be the guide for my own carving. So it's my knife that will be cleaning it up as I get to each one. This is simply, it acts mostly as a guide for me where to put my knife into the wood. I can't draw it anywhere near as nicely as I can cut it. So these lines are just position guides for the most part. But not so bad, it's looking okay here. Okay, let's get back out here. Okay, that's one half of her head. Let's move on to the other half. I think I should probably rotate this, can I? How do we do this? I've got the plug on this side. If I rotate it first, it will rotate. If I lock it, rotation lock on, pull it back. Okay. Is that really what I want? I don't know. Oops, get it into the view. Where are you? Where's the viewport? Other way around. Okay. Sorry about that. Torrance, I don't know, was I talking about Torrance? I wasn't thinking about that. That's old hat nowadays. You know, I've got all the video files are up on an Amazon bucket. All I need to do is send a link to it. So, okay, anyway, whatever. The new shop about the flood. I wonder, actually, I've got the video file here. Can I try and experiment here? I think there might be a file I've got here, a little movie file on my computer. Just a second, I'll show you the flood that happened here 4 years ago. Just a moment here. See if I can find this. Hang on a sec here. One moment. I might have this. I do. Okay, I've got a couple of video files. Okay, what these are. Let me see if they play. This is on a guerrilla video. When the flood happened 4 years ago, we just grabbed a little point and click camera and ran outside. So it's upside down, sideways video. Let me see if I can just play this. Hang on a sec. Add a media source. Flood. We browse for the file. This might be upside down when it comes in. Let's just see what happens. Hang on a sec. It might be wrongly sized, it might be upside down. Let's just see what happens. Let me see if I can show that again. Hang on, where was it? It's in there. It would only show it once. Interesting. Which is more stable. And this opens with our shop. I can't pause it, I'm sorry. We can't hear at all in the video. Turn off the sound for the video. There is no sound for the video. So you couldn't hear it. Okay, sorry, I was narrating that, but you can't hear it. Anyway, what happened was that was 4 years ago while we were building our shop. It was September 2014, and it was a rainstorm which clogged the drains. The drains in our area were clogged. And there was something below it. There was a switch. Tokyo has this flood control system where below the city there's these giant cisterns and tanks that hold excess rainwater. And something, the setting was wrong. And what happened, the policeman had been calling and calling and calling to try and get it. And somewhere along the line, at one point, somebody had flicked a switch. And within seconds, the street was dry. And from every drain came bubbles. The water went shoom, straight into all the drains, down into the flood control system. And bingo, it was all dry. In seconds. The whole thing was all over in a matter of seconds. You saw the previous owner of the shop standing in the doorway, and we're within inches. He's inside the shop, and the flood was just outside. That's close enough for me to be worried about it. So we haven't put any prints on the floor in this shop, and we're going to get sandbags ready for the door. Anyway, there you have it. Sorry about that. With the audio, whatever. The video is super loud. I don't think the video had any audio on it. Anyway, back to work here. The hotel across the street, as you saw, when they built the hotel, they didn't do their homework. And this land is built on a place right next to where there used to be a pond here. This was the last part of the area that was developed in the early 1900s. There was a lake here. This was the lowest part. When you stand at our street in front of our place and look away, every street goes up, 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 up away from us. This is ground zero as far as water is concerned. Now, I don't care for this shop because, like I said, we can keep off the floor. But the people who did the hotel, who built the first floor halfway down into the ground, made a big, big, big mistake. What am I doing? Back to work now. I'm upside down because I've got the lock on this thing, so I'm writing in a different place here. Let's see. direction switch, eh? One side of her, the peak on her forehead, they come in left, one side they come in right. Should be camera here in a few minutes, right? These are long hairs. This is tough. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I can't follow too much of the chat. I'm sorry. Are carving benches reversible to make printing benches? Not really. They're different height. Eh? The carving bench is high. You're working at chin level almost. The printing bench, you're working at gut level. It's down at the bottom. You could, if you want, make the legs adjustable. I guess you could do something, but I don't know. I did have a traveling bench. It was a cube, a square box that was cut at an angle. So when you took it apart, one half of it was an angle for carving, the other half was the angle for printing. There's a blog post somewhere in my system about that. But they were different heights. Eh? The box was cut in such a way that the carving bench had legs, putting the surface at my, as I said, about chin height. And the printing part has to sit much lower, about gut height, so that you can put your pressure in for the printing. Why is the screen suddenly getting brighter? I must have touched something, I don't know. This machine has a life of its own, I tell you. Okay, coming up the last corner here now. What this is going to be, this is going to be our work today to finish this, and then once the tracing is all done, I've now got, I think, four hunchtas, four tracings for the dark black, for the yellow seaweed, for the octopus skin, for the octopus texturing. I'll print those all out and paste them all down together, I think. Try and find some wood for them. Here's Cameron. Knock first. He's helping here. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Sarah. That's becoming a routine, is it? Knock.
Yeah, something to.
Do we need knock jokes? Knock. Who's there? Cameron who? Whatever.
Cameron closing the 242 casting 761.
How's your weekend been, sir?
It's okay. Ren got sick, so we spent a while at doctor.
I know Ren is Cameron's baby child, whatever.
Yeah. He's a year and a half. Does that still count as a baby? I still call him a baby, but I don't know if other people do. Does he become a toddler by then?
Toddler, I don't know. Well, is it walking around?
Oh, all over the place, yes.
Okay, yeah, Ken, yesterday it was, we're right, it was 60. It was 30 sheets cut in half, 60. The reason it took so long is just whatever. I was just slow and I started late. There's 6 or 7 different conversations going on. A bunch of them I haven't seen. There's a bunch of new people here who have had stuff explained or not explained or whatever.
Okay.
And I didn't catch too much of the...
Okay.
I'm on the last tracing here now, the last little corner.
The last little bit of hair?
Yeah, you haven't been in the picture here. I don't know, to run this by, I don't know if you can see here, the faint hairlines are carved now on the key block.
Right.
The dark hair that overlays it, they didn't bother doing one dark hair for every light hair. They kept it about half, about one for every 2, which was fine for a book production like this, slap it out and get it going. And we were showing people yesterday and today, you may not have seen this, I don't know. Yeah. We have a new Tomorrow print here that was made years and years and years ago. This is a Adachi reproduction from the Taisho era.
Turn this light, would that help with the brightness?
No, it'll make it worse. And we've got, this is actually 2 blocks. I don't know if you can see it. There's the light grey, which is the key block, and then overlaying it is the black hairs. And they overlay actually 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, carved in exactly the same position. Now for a large print, that's okay, that's cool to do it. Yeah. But this is a smaller book page, so they didn't do that.
Right, but you're doing an enlarged version
of it, so exactly, once we start to talk about this and show people, the answer comes clear, because I'm doing an enlarged version, it kind of makes sense to do this. So what I'm doing at the moment now is tracing the black hair overlay block, and I'm still having to trace all the individual hairs on it, because we're going to try carving this. I say we. I'm going to try carving this at that level. So that's what we're doing here. And this now is the last of the tracings, I think. I've done all the octopus skin, I've done the octopus texturing, we've done all the seaweed.
So this is the last color block tracing.
So this is, I think, well, except if we're not counting the calligraphy. The calligraphy is still, that thing is hanging in the distance. But this is, other than the calligraphy, this is the last image. Well, so my next step will be sometime tonight or tomorrow, whatever, get one of these printed out on laser, pasted down on a piece of wood. So the next streams over the next few weeks should, for the most part, be focused on carving these blocks. We spent too much time mucking around with an iPad, and it's going to be time to get carving. So yesterday was a sizing stream, a long sizing stream, paper for Yamamoto-san to get busy. So. And the shop has been up and down. Some evenings have been chaotic, some evenings have been quiet. So,
okay. Interesting. MERNEO, Mernio maybe, asks, in width terms, what's the widest cherry block you've used? Does that mean the short side of the block? Maybe? Or the long side? I guess what's the biggest block you've used? That might answer the question.
I don't make big prints, period. As far as cherry goes, length is no problem because trees are tall. I've got 4 meter long blocks in Oi. You saw them on the wall. Yeah. The width is a problem because, big, wide, fat trees are extremely rare. So, But I don't know. We don't make big prints here, partly because of that reason. We can't get big, fat pieces of wood. So that print we got from the auction a few weeks ago, that large reproduction of the woman with the makeup, the
Right.
mirror. You know.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know what it is, it's like 60 centimeters wide.
Yeah.
So every one of the blocks for that print must have been at least that width, because you can't join them.
Right.
But no idea, we don't play that game. We're struggling to get wood even for, the small prints that we make nowadays. So why don't I talk about such a topic? It'll make me cry.
Largest one we have is probably that you've carved. Great Wave, though, would that be?
That's just a normal Nishiki block. That's the,
Right, so
I made the
Nishiki
scroll,
bond
but
sizes.
the scroll is tall rather than wide.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Where do the cherries come from? Or the cherry trees come from, and the altitude. So they grow in the mountains around Japan. So like, where do you say it's mostly Kanto? Is that where you said you've gotten most of them?
I've heard different stories.
Okay.
We read that in the old days it was Izu Hanto
Okay.
and Tochigi, areas near, obviously for common sense, areas near the market, which was Edo,
Yeah.
because they had to bring these things in.
Yeah.
And generally cooler is better, we are told. If you get trees from a place like Kyushu, the winters are warmer, the trees grow during the winter. And the wood is softer and less suitable for woodblock printmaking. But I'm not speaking from personal experience. I don't know. I can't look at a piece of cherry and tell you, yeah, that's Shizuoka or that's Kyushu or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't have that ability. Nobody does anymore.
Now it says, after I pay everyone and ship out all the weekend orders, get sand. Did sand come up over the weekend?
Yeah, we got sandbags ready.
Oh, okay.
And well, the typhoon's going to hit. Have you seen the typhoon in the morning? Okay, well, whatever. Let's have a look at this. But there's a monster. And
Really?
It's going to hit here Thursday if it's on current track. You haven't been watching the weather? Karen, how long have you lived in this country? It's summertime.
We don't even have a connection to the TV, so.
Well, we do have the internet, whatever. Anyway, typhoon number 13 is on a target for Kanto first, and then Kansai. It's another one of those.
It's another one of those that comes up and wraps back
slow
around.
moving, which means it's picking up energy out there in the sea, the hot sea. So it's growing massively day by day. Scheduled to hit here Thursday. It's going to start raining tonight. It'll be raining for the non-stop from now until Thursday or Friday.
Wow. At least the heat wave will stop.
So the
Trade one disaster for the other.
So, well, no, it's going to be, the next few days are going to be hot and rainy.
Oh,
it's
no. It's not cooling there.
The rain is not typhoon rain. The rain is a rain front that's come down. So it's hot summer rain. And then the typhoon's going to disturb that. And
Okay.
But that's why I brought up the point about sound. I tried to show the video that we had at the flood 4 years ago, but it seemed the sound is all booked. I tried to narrate it, but they didn't hear what I was saying, so I don't know. Didn't do that.
Weird. Worst case scenario, Cameron lays in front of the door to block the water coming in.
The paradox was I got the empty sandbags, ordered those from Amazon. They show up the next morning.
Right.
But I went to the home center to try and get sand for delivery of sand. They don't have any. They've got peat, and dirt for growing gardens.
For
little
growing gardens,
for growing garden stuff, but they don't have any actual sand.
Interesting.
So they're part for making concrete and stuff. They've got aggregate, which is big lumps of rock and stone. That's just not what we want for these to fill these bags.
Sand.
So somebody said, go to the local park, sandbox. There is no local park with a sandbox. Go to the river. There is no. It's a concrete embankment all the way down 15 miles in each direction or whatever. There is no access to sand here.
Yeah. And carrying big wet sandbags from the river would be pretty hard.
We find but there is nothing. There's no park where I can go and steal it during the night or whatever. Out in Ome there is. I've got the river behind me. Yeah. And I could get a shovel and fill them up. But that's Ome. I'm going to rent a truck and go out there again.
Not too helpful.
I had really thought I'd be able to pick some up at the home center, but I was wrong.
Interesting.
So here we are with a bunch of empty sandbags and no way to fill them.
Okay, so do some digging. Metaphorically, but perhaps literally.
I'm not panicking. As we saw with that flood a few years ago, we are elevated a little bit above the street.
Yeah.
There is the flood control system. Tokyo has those drains underneath, which take all the excess rainwater.
Yeah.
It was an accident 4 years ago. I think they were switched off or something. There was something blocking. But the minute they switched it on, I told you that flood disappeared in seconds, literally seconds,
Wow.
as the water flooded down into the drain system.
Interesting.
So I'm not really worried about it. But common sense, we've got this brand new building, brand new floor, everything we've done.
Yeah. Yes, I'll take a look back at the earlier feed to contact you about book problems.
Yeah,
ebooks.
there's something. Somebody says he wrote to us repeated times. I didn't answer emails, whatever. I've been a good boy. I've been keeping out of the mailbox. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll
But
take
it's
a
a
look
problem
around.
that does come up. Somebody has got the ebook and can't play it.
Okay.
And the first thing, usually people are trying to play it in Apple's preview, which doesn't work. And
Yeah.
this gentleman, I think, said he's been trying to play it in, I haven't seen the mail yet. But
Okay.
He said he was
I'll go
trying
take
to
a
play it in Acrobat. Well, we've learned in modern systems, Apple's what they call sandboxing and protection against flash video and stuff is coming in. So yeah, it won't play for some people, period.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing when there are people who actually cannot play the thing, what they usually ask for is they say, send me the big CD version as a single file.
Yeah.
And we do that, but it's no different because it's still exactly the same file, so it doesn't matter.
Got it.
So plan B is simply we send the links, the direct links to the video files, which are stored on an Amazon server. And of course, anybody can play them. They're publicly accessible links.
Yeah.
They're private because normally you have to buy the book to be able to see them. But,
Right. Okay.
and I'm thinking actually it might be just time to crack that open and just forget it. Just publicize the links and don't matter. The book now is nearly 10 years old.
Yeah.
Just call it out of print or something and go, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's time to make some new, better video. And we've got so much video on Twitch and anything anywhere, it doesn't really matter. Those videos are a bit old-fashioned. Anyway, the short-term solution is if he can't play the thing, just send him the links to the Amazon files. Have you got them? Because we've done this before.
Yeah, we've done it once before. I should be able to find them again. Is there not a builder's merchant? I guess.
Yeah, Royal
concerning
Home
sand,
Centers, that's
yeah.
what we've been. So they don't have that.
Yeah. Interesting.
People in other countries think, why are there no places to do this? Because in Japan, there's basically no DIY culture, so there's no consumer demand for a product like sand.
Yeah.
Construction companies use it, and they have their own access to their own,
Suppliers.
professional supplies. So there's no consumer demand for such a thing as sand, even in a city of 25 million people.
Yeah.
No consumer would ever buy such a thing.
Or perhaps, especially in a city of 25 million people, people don't even have like any sort of yard or outside access or anything.
There's no yards, there's
but
no
out
workbench. Yeah.
out in rural areas, I bet there are places to get sand. Yeah. Do they measure typhoons on the same scale as hurricanes? I think so.
I know the weather report that I just checked here, it gives the physical numbers. It's got the speed in kilometers per hour that the typhoon itself is moving. It's got the
wind speed.
It's got the air pressure. It's 970 kilopascals at the moment. So whether that's all wrapped up into a single number, this is level 5 or something, I never heard that. We just simply have the real data.
Yeah.
And they are marked as, this one's marked as strong. They've got the, medium strong, extra strong, whatever.
Got it.
So I don't know, is there an international, how do they do it in the West when they're talking about
Category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then tropical storm, I think, is below Category 1.
Okay. No, I haven't heard that in Japan. I don't think we have that system, I think. I don't know. Do they?
I think reading Western news about Japanese typhoons, they do say an equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane.
I see, okay.
So they'll try to put it into terms that are understandable to the US. But. Maybe they're little packets of cute colored sand at craft stores.
Yeah, I'm sure. We can get it tuck your hands, I'm sure.
Yes.
150 yen for 10 grams or something, I'm sure. Absolutely.
The most expensive safety
there's
system.
absolutely no doubt about that. That's another option.
Yeah.
That's Japan in a nutshell.
Yes.
There's a little sand shop somewhere out there, you know. There's that new pigment shop out on Tenno's Island. Somebody was here the other day, you know. Did you buy your pigments there? No, we don't buy our pigments in little 3-gram packages.
Oh, is that kind of shop?
Yeah.
Got it.
It's really cute. It's beautiful. It's wonderful, but it's completely useless for us.
Got it. Is this whole print just gonna be pink? That's what someone asked. No.
I'm just.
This is just be a guide.
I've got the lock on. I keep forgetting how to get the lock off. Well, I think I'm almost there with this, you know. It's again. Touch this up, look for weak spots here.
If you don't have a DIY culture, would it not be wise to look at a proper door protection system for flood? Well, the country might not, but Dave has a DIY culture. You can do it with some sand and stuff. I don't know. Proper protection, I guess, would be like a big flood system.
It's actually no big deal. There's a single point of entry. I mean, we talk about sandbags as being a quick and easy, cheap and dirty solution. We can keep them in the closet nearby and throw them out if we need them.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too difficult to make a panel, a waterproof panel for the bottom of that door. So yeah, the plan B, whatever. We'll think of something. You know, but we should do it fairly quickly because this is typhoon season.
Yeah.
But there's no real potential for disaster here. The worst that could happen is that an inch of water comes in here. We don't have any prints on the floor. You know. The floor needs washing, actually. So there's no existential crisis here to our business. You know. I'm just trying to be common sense, keep ahead of the game. That's all.
This Suga-san didn't come in earlier.
She came. She didn't come in. She comes to the door, waves, and then heads upstairs.
Okay.
So she's already up there. So she did come.
Filming?
I have no idea. Phone her or she knows you're on this, right?
Yeah, she knows.
Also, I'd really like to get a test done, you know, before you go through and film the whole thing before we start editing any of it, because, you know, whether the light is off or the sound is off or the air conditioner's killing it, I want to test, because there's nobody come back on this. You know?
Yeah. It's true.
Also, there's on your desk up top, there's a new, I ordered a hard drive for this. There's a new 4 TB hard drive sitting on your desk. And we've got to partition it because it's backup. I was really frustrated by the computer upstairs.
Yeah.
It's gone bizarre. And what it is it's been trying to index a non-existent backup. So it's eaten all the memory within 10 minutes of starting up.
Yeah.
So have you not been frustrated about it? It won't do anything.
It's been slow, but I didn't know what it was.
It's been insane. It's been insane. I know. Anyway, I haven't fixed it because at the moment there's no backup. So I've shut off the old backup. I've unplugged the old backup drive.
Okay.
I've told the indexing, I've tried to tell the indexing not to look at the old backup drive. It hasn't quite followed my instructions yet. And we will use the new drive to set up a brand new backup, and then also half of that drive for some video for this. So, once we're done here, let me get up there and we'll have a look at that. So, but that's what the problem was. It was trying to index a non-existent or a backup that it couldn't find.
Huh. Interesting.
And it was running as a background process. It's a Spotlight index. It says MDS in the list of background processes that are running.
Okay.
We're just locking up the whole machine. I can't believe you put up with it for a week or so.
Yeah, I just thought that was
normal for an old Mac.
Normal for an old computer. Yeah. Won't the floor be damaged with a flood?
Yeah, which is why we want to
Yeah,
avoid
that's
it
what
if
I want
possible.
to avoid it, yes.
Yesterday's stream ran about 2 hours. I was sizing upstairs, and I got really late. I slept in actually yesterday morning, so the size itself wasn't ready. I just got the stream up and running like within seconds of 8 o'clock. But paper wasn't cut, the size wasn't ready, nothing was ready.
Yeah.
So I just blah 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 got it going. So it took about 2 hours. So I think the
Oh, wow.
stream
So it was a
yesterday
longer
was
stream.
longer stream. I don't know who stayed. A few of the regulars stayed and hung around. Also, there was one episode, I don't know if Kantar-san is here this morning, I don't know if he's on this morning, but we were chatting about just this and that and this and that. And I happened to mention, without any specific reason for it, that the Fujin Raijin
Oh, yeah.
pair had, been sent. We were talking about packing large prints for some
Right.
reason, I think. So I mentioned, yeah, it's not a problem because I just finished packing Fujin Raijin pair to send to Europe.
Yeah.
And Kantar fainted. I guess he'd been maybe thinking about it, but we'd shown it and he hadn't realized, and he was gone. So he fainted on stream, and everybody's trying to console him and whatever. It was kind of actually enjoyable.
Sorry, Kantar.
So we get talking about what it
Someone
means.
else said, I'll take it right then.
I don't know what it is. So we got talking about what it means to have too many prints and this and that.
Yeah.
We're not in a sarcastic way. He's been a
Right.
very good supporter.
Mm-hmm.
But, where's the balance between having a nice collection and between having an accumulation? And we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Kantar says, no, revisiting yesterday's trauma.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. And I was a bit disappointed because Ishikawa-san was there too.
Yeah.
And just at that time she was making tea. So I was thinking, Ishikawa-san, give him some tea, some nice tea or, whatever flavor. And she didn't. She just walked by. She wasn't for it. She was a bit pissed off with me yesterday for other reasons. But
Oh, no.
that part didn't work out very well. But the idea came up that if you have too many prints, what you do is you have to get rid of one before you can buy a new one. The old keep 100 prints, and if you want to buy a new one, you have to decide which one of your current collection has to be sold off to somebody else to do it. Revisit the pain. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Did we need to trigger warning?
This is no mere pain. This is trauma, he says.
Yeah, we need trigger warnings on the stream.
Yeah.
Is that the latest fad? Yeah. So sorry about that. I thought it was worth mentioning.
Suga-san did send an email saying, I'm doing the next color, so whenever
Well,
you
it's up
want,
to you.
come
It's
do a
up to you.
picture.
I'm going to shut this
Okay.
down. I'm pretty much finished my work here. We should maybe just roll this up early here. So you should maybe mention what it is you're actually doing up there with this.
Taking some videos for the next YouTube video in the Ukiyo-e Heroes production series. So
Suga-san's printing the print from Chrono Trigger called Times Burn Bright. And after 4 bouts of test printing,
something like that.
we've got a really beautiful print coming. And of course we want to do a YouTube video showing the process of how the thing comes together. And Cameron has been assigned for that job because his desk is basically next to hers upstairs. I can't run up from the shop to do them all the time.
Yeah.
So Cameron's doing the part that gets the film in the can for this.
Yeah.
Editing, maybe we'll do it together. Maybe you'll do
Maybe
whatever.
so.
We'll
Yeah,
cross
we'll
that bridge
see.
when we get to it.
Yep.
Right now, as she makes this print over the next week or couple of weeks,
Yeah,
I don't know
it's,
how long it's
she
going to
said
take.
27 impressions.
26 or 27, and she's got what, 60 sheets or something in the batch.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been really careful with this, so it's gonna be a production here.
Yeah. It's a project.
And Cameron's job is to step one, get this in the can.
Yeah.
Each of it, putting the pigment on for each one, brushing it out, baroning it, whatever, for each one. And he's assigned to that, so she's called him right now. Get up here, get going. Yeah. So away you go,
So
sir.
I'm out of here. I
Away you
will
go.
see you later.
Yep.
Let's
Turn
turn
this
this
thing
back.
back. Yeah, take it over. And as I said, whatever you've got in the can, let's get some of it into the movie software and do a test. Because I'm really afraid that we've got something set wrong or the air conditioner's too loud or something.
Yeah, I've turned off the air conditioner and the fan next to her for each
shot. Okay.
Each shot, yeah. Because we tried just the air conditioner at first, and then the fan was.
Yeah, worse.
No,
okay.
no.
Okay, all right. Go for it, sir.
Okay.
Just see you later. Thank
Yep.
you. Yep. Okay, there he goes, and I think this is he leaves. So, Kawai-san's coming in. So that Fuji and Gaijin was an expensive thing, and if he decided not to get that, there's budget for other stuff. Whatever. Enough. I don't want to talk about that sort of thing. Anyway, here we are. I think I'm basically done. It looks a bit, parts of this, actually the part where Cameron came, when it got smoother as he came and allowed me to concentrate on this. But as I said, what you're seeing here is quite a bit more pixelated than what I see. And basically all this is for, it's a position guide for me to show where each hair should roughly start, where it should roughly end, and the position side by side, side by side. It's my knife that's going to be doing most of this. You can see down at the end here, look at this, the hairs all end with a rough straight edge. This is not what the finished print will look like. This is all a position guide. And there is our hair mass. This is the black hair that goes over after the key block is printed. Alright, so let's wrap this up. It's Monday. I won't be here tomorrow, Tuesday. I'm trying to toss up what I should do. All my people really want me to go out there. The haircut lady wants me to go out there. She already called me. God, she's keeping track of this. But I've got to make a video. And I can't do that in all my. So my God. The other thing is they want me to keep the store open on Tuesday, because we did that last week. We're officially closed, but there's so many people walking down and forth, and they come and bang. They've come from overseas. They expected us to be open. So all these different things are competing for my time. But death or die, whatever, do or die now. It's time for a video. So there will not be a stream tomorrow, period. And then streams will be back Wednesday morning. And if I've been able to get the time for it, something like this will be printed onto a wood block. And I should be carving Wednesday. And the streams over the next few days should be carving streams. Peaceful, peaceful carving streams. So anyway, here we go. I'm out of here now. It's time for us to get going with a busy shop day. Thanks for watching. Sorry about a bit of a chaotic. Oh, here we go. Just a minute. Say hello.
Good morning.
Hey, we're just shutting down, so come and say hello.
Good
This is
morning,
Kawai-san.
everybody.
Hey.
My name is Kawai.
And we're just signing off. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Bye-bye. Catch you next time.
コーヒーすいませんでし
Yeah. Don't wait till we're off
た。
stream.
そんな
Don't,
スコープブワーって出た。
don't tell them about that. Just wait till we're off stream. Hang on a sec. Okay, shutting down. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you later. See you on Wednesday. Thank you. Bye-bye.